Welcome back to the Self-Mastery series. I believe this is video number 4, and today I want to share with you several things that you can use to live a better life. The last couple of years have been an absolute nightmare across the world. Even if you're watching it 2-3 years after I've made the video, you will know about this nightmare. What I'd love for you to do is not just live a longer life, but to live a healthier life by taking preventative measures. So let's begin with, for me, one of the most obvious ones that everyone should be taking is vitamin C. There are numerous benefits to taking vitamin C, which include boosting your immunity, your immune health. Many people probably will already know that. It will also boost your ability to absorb oxygen because it's very protective of iron. So if you've got iron deficiencies, vitamin C is very important. If you're on a period, then vitamin C is very useful as well. Another area that many people aren't aware, but because I research functional medicine, to me it's obvious. Taking high dosage vitamin C, which will help prevent and even fight cancer. It doesn't mean it will get rid of cancer, but it will certainly give it a good fight. Having vitamin C also reduces your chance of having heart disease and also having heart failure. Vitamin C also helps to manage your blood pressure, and one of the important things that vitamin C does is it manages oxidative stress. So it protects your cells, your tissues, your organs, and you're going to end up looking younger. Now, vitamin C is available in all sorts of forms. It's interesting because traditionally you'd think taking citrus fruits such as lemon, lime, oranges are great. Here's the challenge. They are not necessarily the best way to take vitamin C. For example, taking orange juice. I'm talking about the freshly squeezed orange juices with the bits left in it. Sounds healthy, and it's relatively healthy. However, the high levels of sugar content within the orange will actually boost your sugar levels, your blood sugar levels, which will then increase your insulin resistance, which is enemy number 1, right, caused by sugar. This will happen if you have fresh orange juice. This will be worse if you get those cartoned orange juices, the ones that you buy from the supermarket. They're actually far, far worse. Taking other forms of vitamin C is useful, but here's some interesting points about vitamin C. So I take a supplement which I've got right here. Here you go. This one, I'm not getting sponsored by these guys, but this is a 4,000 milligram vitamin C complex. So to be honest with you, if I had cancer, I would double, treble my dosage. So make sure you get the highest potency of vitamin C. Now, the way they measure vitamin C is the number of milligrams per 100 grams. Here's some interesting facts which I'm going to read for you. An orange juice contains 53 milligrams of vitamin C in 100 grams. Blackcurrant, same quantity, has 156.5 to 212 milligrams of vitamin C. Same quantity, remember. Guavas, 183. Kiwi fruit, 119 to about 179, 180. But here's the beautiful one, and I've got one here with me. Vitamin C in rosehip. These are the fruits that you get from roses. Vitamin C from that, and could be from hibiscus plant or something like that, contains, compared to orange, which is 53 milligrams, contains anything between 1150 to 2500 milligrams. This, my friend, I got from my mother's garden. The hibiscus, we got it from the wild, and all we did was dry up the food, dehydrate it basically, and then grind it in a grinder, coffee grinder I used, and then what you do is you sprinkle it onto your breakfast cereal. So as you can see, not all vitamin C's are created the same. So I do take supplement for sure, because I just think it's something that we need a lot of. And as best as I can, when I do have porridge or when I do have foods I can have this with, I'll just sprinkle a teaspoon on the food. It has tremendous benefits for your health. The next thing that I'm sure a lot of you are aware of is taking vitamin D, particularly vitamin D3. D3. Now, vitamin D overall is very useful for somebody who has multiple sclerosis. It helps prevent it or it helps curtail it. But vitamin D3 is also associated with your lung health. A study was done in Sweden where they were looking at the numbers of patients who are dying from COVID. They found that 75% of the people who died was from a very tiny minority community, the Somalian community in Sweden. More specifically, it was the women. Now, what do we know about Somalian people and Swedish people? Well, first of all, Swedish people, their skin has been developed or evolved over thousands of years to be able to absorb sunlight. Somalia, on the other hand, is a very, very hot country, and their skin has evolved to be able to protect themselves from receiving too much sun. So you imagine your body has evolved, you're a brown person or a very dark brown person, and your body has evolved to protect you from the sun. Now the sun, with the interaction on your skin, helps create vitamin 3. But these Somalian women who happen also to be Muslim, and a lot of them are covered up with hijab or burqa as some may call it, they're already covered up as it is, so they're not receiving sun, and a lot of the times they are homebound, living in a country where there is very little sun. I think there's a very strong case for everybody to be taking vitamin D3 to prevent themselves from being exposed to COVID. I mean, perhaps everybody's been exposed to it, but at least protect their lung health. And I am not a scientist, so I can't tell you exactly how it protects your lungs, but that seems to be the case. Vitamin D3 also fights the flu. Hello, surprise, surprise. And it also helps reduce signs and symptoms of depression. It improves your moods. So if you're someone who is anxiety orientated, someone who is prone to depression, oh my goodness, you must take vitamin D3. So I'm going to tell you more about what you can do, alternative, in a moment. Vitamin D3 is required for strong bone health. It's very important if you want to lose weight, is to make sure you have vitamin D3 in surplus amounts. Now, vitamin D3, of course, especially in the northern hemisphere, we need to take because we do not get nearly enough sun. At the time of recording, which is 1st of January 2022, at the time of recording, we get about, 7 or 8 hours of daylight, of which most of it is under the clouds. So on a day like this, which I've already done, you need to walk in the daylight for 45 minutes up to an hour to receive enough sunlight. Even with doing that, I ain't taking chances with my lung health. So exposing yourself to the sun during the summer, you need to still do 10-15 minutes. Now, if you're somebody who's religious and you're all covered up, do it in your garden. There's no point in doing it behind windows, by the way. You might say, well, I can do it in the safety of my home behind the window. It doesn't work like that. Or if you're driving a car, because some of the important ultraviolet rays cannot penetrate through glass. So this is why you need to be exposing yourself directly to sunlight, or again, in my case, I use vitamin D3 4,000 milligrams. I don't know if you can see this, 4,000 not milligrams, this is IU, this is way lower than milligrams, by the way, but normally you can get it in 1,000 IUs or 2,000. I go for the highest level, 4,000. One a day will make a difference. Now here's the thing, D3 is not something that you take today and you're fine tomorrow. It builds up in your fat stores over a period of time. So for example, if you are approaching winter, where we suffer from seasonal affective disorder, SAD, a lot of people have that. When we approach it, say December is the month where it really starts getting dark, you need to be taking the supplement vitamin D3 from sometime towards the end of September, early October at the latest. So 6 months of the year you need to be fully protected by supplements, or just make sure you go out for long walks and preferably exposing yourself to sun as best as possible. The next thing that I use, and all of these things I use by the way, the next thing that I use, which I found to be absolutely amazing, was back in 2017, 2018, I damaged my back, and in a good few months my back was seriously in pain, and so I went to a chiropractor, a massage therapist, all sorts of people, and yes, it worked to a certain degree, especially the massage guy was amazing, but what was missing was this thing here, which is magnesium oil spray. You can get magnesium in supplement form, tablet form, but not everybody is able to absorb it because their digestive system isn't working properly. Oil, using this transdermally, meaning spraying it on your skin, does amazing good. Over 300 biochemical reactions in your body require magnesium. For example, when you're absorbing calcium through your foods, whatever you're eating, I don't recommend milk, that calcium you want deposited in your bones and your teeth. However, when magnesium is not available, then they get deposited, guess where? In your joints. So if you're somebody who's not getting enough magnesium, then you're going to suffer from rheumatoid arthritis, you're going to suffer from arthritic joints, knee pains, hip pains, and so on. So amazing for your joint health. That's the first thing. The next thing is, of course, that our muscles need magnesium. So if you're somebody who is into fitness like I am, going to the gym, you're going to tear some muscle. So if you want to recover, you need magnesium. If you want to build muscle, you need magnesium. And even if you're not doing weight training, you need magnesium. If you're someone who has sleep problems, definitely magnesium works, and I'll show you how to use it in a moment. If you're suffering from stress, if you've got mood disorders, depression, definitely magnesium. Magnesium also is said to prevent asthma. It helps prevent asthma. It improves your hair growth. It helps regulate diabetes, and a very important area, it is important for a healthy heart. So this you can buy, the sprays, you can buy it from Amazon or any other store. I make it myself. Now, originally when I made it, I used the highest quality water and the highest quality magnesium flakes. Magnesium chloride, by the way, not Epsom salt. That's something different. I've used the magnesium chloride flakes. Now, and it works a treat, and I've been selling that for a very long time. And then I tried some with cheaper magnesium chloride flakes and water from a jug, a filtered jug. It was rubbish. So I use only the best quality water, and it's very simple. All you need is, say for example, if you're using 100 grams of magnesium flakes, you use 100 milliliters of distilled water. You boil the water, you stir the magnesium in, let it cool down, and then when it's ready, you put it in a spray bottle. And all you do when you first start using this is you spray it 3, 4, 5 times in the area you're targeting. It might be your lower back, it might be sciatic pain, so back of your legs or the top of your glutes. Use it 4 or 5 times, and you can build it up. Over time, you'll be able to spray about 20 times. You can't really overdose on this simply because you don't want to be, you can swim in it actually, simply because so many biochemical reactions need this. I recommend using this straight after you've had your shower or bath, first thing in the morning, and then last thing at night. It is amazing. Initially it's going to be a bit stingy, because it'll feel a bit prickly. That's okay, just get used to it. Eventually you won't notice anything. I reckon it feels a bit stingy because that part of your body is reacting. It's not had enough magnesium before. Another area that I nearly forgot about magnesium is it is brilliant for helping reduce inflammation. Chronic inflammation leads to chronic pain. So whether you're healthy or not healthy, get one of these. The next area I want to look at is something called CoQ10. CoQ10 is vital. Every single one of us have something called mitochondria in every single cell of our body. Mitochondria are your energy factories. Without energy, you die. Very simple. Seriously. So this is a compound found in your mitochondria, but of course, as you age, this effectiveness of CoQ10 within your body, or the production of it, becomes less and less. That taking supplementation is very useful. So here are some of the benefits of taking CoQ10. It prevents heart failure. It keeps your skin young. It helps to reduce migraines and headaches. It helps you to live longer. Of course, Goes without saying, if your mitochondria is working effectively, it'll give you much more energy. If you're somebody who's into sports, going to the gym, martial art, yoga, then it helps in doing your physical activity and increasing your performance. If you're somebody who's got insulin resistance, and 8 out of 10 chance you have got insulin resistance, it helps reduce that and increase your insulin sensitivity. One of your greatest muscles, which is always working, is your heart. And your heart has got a lot of mitochondria. So when your mitochondria are active and your CoQ10 is flowing through, then it's going to use up a lot more blood sugar, making you a lot more insulin sensitive rather than insulin resistant. And this is exactly what we want. CoQ10 is also useful for your brain health, and critically, in this phase of our human history, it is great for your lung health as well. Now, one of my favorite things to create, a food substance that I create, or in our household we create, are fermented foods. And 2 fermented foods we will not go without because we absolutely love them. And first of all, why fermented foods? Your gut biome, your gut bacteria, the microbes in your gut bacteria are responsible for 70% of your immunity. Let me repeat, 70% of your immunity is dependent on what's inside your gut. Not just your belly, by the way, your entire gut canal, your alimentary canal. And so there are so many billions and trillions of bacteria there and other microbes there working anaerobically. They produce some vitamins that you and I can't produce without them. If your gut bacteria dies off and it doesn't get replenished, you will die off. So let's take that seriously. Fermented foods introduce more diverse range of gut bacteria. This is the good stuff. When you've got good gut bacteria, they will fight off the bad guys, and the good guys always win. Having decent amount of good gut biome also means that your digestive health will improve. Having good level of gut bacteria also means that you will improve your chronic health. So in other words, if you got chronic health disorders, you will reduce that. And if you're somebody who's been on antibiotics, then you will notice you will have problems going to the toilets, meaning constipation. Your gut bacteria has been decimated, so you might have something like antibiotics, or you may have chemotherapy or radiotherapy. And so you need to restore your gut bacteria, and the best way to do it is to have a range of fermented foods. I'll tell you my best one, my favorite one, without a shadow of a doubt, kimchi. This is homemade. I make it myself. I think I might start selling this actually, because everybody I've supplied it to absolutely loves it. My family love it, I love it, my partner loves it. So my boys don't love it yet. One of my best friends doesn't love it, just to let you know. It is a bit of an acquired taste. The blander version, and we make it and it still tastes amazing, is sauerkraut. Homemade sauerkraut, we know where all the ingredients are from. Both sauerkraut and kimchi will help improve your gut biome. One of the fermented foods that a lot of people talk about is kefir. Now kefir is good for you, but the problem I have is that it's a dairy product. It's yogurt based drink. And so when it's yogurt based drink, if you've got intolerance to milk, then it's not going to work for you. Dairy products are also famously known to increase inflammation and then mucus in your whole entire body, and that's something you don't want, because that is a cause of many diseases. I'm not 100% sure whether I should take any kefir at all. I would take it every couple of months, so I don't take it regularly. Kimchi and sauerkraut, we have it almost every day. The other thing is kombucha. I also make my own kombucha. I haven't done it in a year, but I used to make loads of kombucha, so I'm going to start drinking kombucha, which is another form of fermented drink as well. And then there's tempeh. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. I'll create videos just for you. Now, the reason I created this video in this series is this. The most important relationship you will ever have is with yourself. The most important relationship I will ever have is the relationship I have with myself. Very specifically, my mind, my mental health, my body, my emotions, my spirit, and this is what this self-mastery sessions are all about. I would love for your year ahead to be a truly powerful, amazing year. But prevention is 1,000 times. No, it's actually 1,000,000. No, in fact, it's infinitely better than the cure. You don't have to make your own kimchi or sauerkraut like I do. You can buy it from the stores, but please be selective as to where you buy it from, make sure it's organic and so on. Use these products to prevent numerous health conditions which are preventable, by the way. You don't have to be a victim of disease. And I mentioned about lung health. Guess what? This has been on the news 24/7 for the last 2 years. Protect your lung health, protect your mental health, because this is a massive issue that people have got all over the world. There's been way too much suicides and too many people getting depressed. So these are 4 very specific areas that you can work with and start transforming your health. Hope you can join me tomorrow, where we will be talking about how to set massive goals. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.